Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm taking this medium and as well go cap in hand to tell you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click on the subscription button and as well click the notification button so as to receive notification of all our videos that will be dropping on it. And after which you can like, you can comment and as well share on all various social media platforms. And trust me, it's gonna be very inspiring one, very motivating and edifying. Thank you so much. Bye.
You are welcome again. Father, as we continue in this our discussions and series, we pray that you give us inspiration and you will breathe upon your words in our hearts in Jesus' name. We want to continue from where we stopped, still on single brothers. My counsel to single brothers, I want to continue from where I stopped. And this time around, I want to talk about the background, understanding the background or bringing of your fiancé or the wife you want to marry. Understanding the background or bringing of your fiancé, the sister you are about to marry, or those of you who are married, as I've been saying that, the wife you have married, so that you can have a better home. It is very, very important. This aspect we get to now, some of you will begin to think about she's born again, she's spirit-filled, she's a child of God now. That should not, there are some things that we need to understand. Don't forget that those of us who are giving you these counsels, the two of us that have been ministering to you, we are experienced. We are married. Not only that, we are marriage counselors. Even among Christians now, we are marriage counselors. We are servants of God who have settled many disputes among Christian couples. We have settled many things, many home marriage-related cases. And we have read a lot about marriage-related issues. And so, what we are telling you, they are very, very important. They are very, very important. Don't think that once this sister is born again, everything is off. Because we are talking of upbringing. Brothers, please wake up. Get these things straight into your heart, into your head. What someone has grown up with will not just in 1 day or 2 years or 3 years. This sister grew up in these problems, grew up in this situation almost all through her life. She has even, maybe some of them have even reached age 20 before they gave their life to Christ. And so they have gone through this for 20 good years of their lives, or 15 years, or 10 years, or 20 years, or even more before she became born again. And you think that in a twinkling of an eye or in a flip, everything is gone. They are not gone. There are some of these experiences that they have entered, they have been settled into our subconscious aspect of life. They are settled there. So some of them manifest naturally, unconsciously, because that has been we have formed habits around those experiences. And that is why it is important, brothers, to understand the upbringing background of the sister you want to marry. And I want to begin to analyze them one by one. First, I want to look at if your wife grew up in a dysfunctional, monogamous family. Now, let me tell you this. The fact that she grew up in a monogamous family does not mean she cannot have some problems that she will need to overcome even after marriage. Because the fact that it's a monogamous family does not mean he cannot have problems. In fact, many monogamous families, many monogamous homes, they have problems. In fact, some of them have problems that are even more complicated than polygamous homes. And so, if the sister you want to marry, maybe before she became born again, or even some of them became born again in that same problem, they gave their life to Christ and they lived their Christian life till they got married, the problem is still there. That is what they battled with before you marry her. And so, you have to understand and be patient with her. If she grew up in a dysfunctional, monogamous family, she would have some challenges. And I will have to break that dysfunctional monogamous family into parts. The first one is if she grew up in a home where her father was financially irresponsible or is financially irresponsible. You know what I mean? The father is not responsible financially. The father is such a lazy man. The father will not work and provide for the home. It is the mother of your sister you want to marry, the mother of this lady you want to marry. She has been the only one shouldering the financial burden of the family. Right from the time she got married to this man, she has been shouldering the financial responsibility. She is the one fending for the children, fending for the husband as well. She is the one feeding the husband, feeding the children as well. She labored and labored and labored, and you see her looking haggard and old. Even when she's still young by age, she is old by body structure. It is body. It is stress. She's crying and dying under stress. So, if a lady, the wife you want to marry, grew up in that kind of environment, one, the problem she's going to have is that she wouldn't want to suffer like her mom under her dad. And so she wants to get, that's one of the motivations, catalysts she got to go to school. In fact, one of the things that motivated her to go to higher institution is because of what her mom experienced. Because her mom was not having good job, her mom was just a petty trader, and because the father failed to provide for the home, the mom had to combine a lot of work together. As she is doing this one, she's doing this one, she's doing this one, she's doing this one, she's doing all kinds of hard jobs in order to meet the responsibility in the home. And so this lady does not want to go that way. She does not want to suffer like her mom. And so she's thinking of going to higher institution. And when she's done, she wants to get good job, or she wants to start a very good business. She wants to make enough money so that she will not struggle, she will not live under stress like her mom. And so if you marry her, if you marry such a woman, you have to take it easy with her. Honestly, because she's likely to place career and business above you. She's thinking, the thing has gotten into her subconscious that if this man turned out to be another father of ours, she's thinking that, hey, if my husband turned to be like my father, where will I go? So where will I run to? I have to get myself ready for whatever challenge that may come. And so you have to, one, take it easy with her. You have to understand her background, from where she is coming. You have to understand that, and then you have to assure her that you are not going to be like her father, that her experience will not be like her mom's experience. And in that process, before she gets that settled with her, it will take time. And you have to prove to her, not by mouth, but by action. You have to provide for your home. She must see you as hardworking someone. She must see you as somebody who is ready to take care of her, and you are actually taking care of her. Women don't really, honestly, virtuous women, good women, they don't really want you to become billionaire or millionaire. No, they don't. All they want is they see you are hardworking, and the little you are earning, you put them first, you put your children first. even if it is little, they are ready to put whatever they are also making to support you. But if you are making little and you are spending it on yourself, you don't care for her, you don't care for the children, you are giving her a chance to place her career and business above you, to prioritize her business and her career above you. So you have to take it easy with her. If you don't understand her background and you take it easy with her, instead of getting her out of that problem, you will end up complicating that problem with her. Number 2, if she grew up in a family, I'm still on dysfunctional monogamous home now. If she grew up in a family where the father always beat her mom, her father always beat her mom, she has that tendency of being excessively withdrawn because she would not want you to beat her. And you have to understand her. If she's an unbeliever, in fact, I've seen some unbelievers because of domestic violence, beating and injuring and wounding from the husband to the wife. Some of the children from such home have decided, especially ladies, girls, female children, they decided they were not going to go into remarriage. Of course, some of them plan that they will have their own children. But what they have in mind is they will get married, but they are getting married purposely to have children. So the husband may not know, but their mentality is they want to get married. And once they get married and they have 1 or 2 children, some of them they fight for divorce. Straight, they want to be independent. Some of them would not even want to marry. They just want a contract marriage, a man that will impregnate them so that they will know that their children or child has a father or have a father. So that is what they want. Don't blame them. It's because of their experience, their upbringing, their background. Let me give you an example. I remember the private secondary school where I taught before I resigned. One day we were in the staff room and a girl in JSS 2, that is high school 2, JSS 2 in Nigeria, and maybe high school 2, that is around 12, 13 years old, thereabouts. Or 12, 13 years old. And this girl was very close to me. We used to gist during break because she was my best math student. I was teaching them mathematics. So she was my best student, and this girl always she used to come around during break and gist with me in the staff room and all that. And one day she just said that she was not going to marry. And I said, hey, why? What happened? I was curious, and then I tried to persuade her and all that, and she started narrating her story. No, if you hear the story of this girl, you will pity her, and you will not blame her for taking such a decision. She said that her dad will always beat her mom, beat her to pulp. You know what that means? Not only, in fact, she told me that at times her dad will beat her mom to the point that they will have no choice. And they are just 2 children. She is a girl, the firstborn, and the younger one is a boy. That they will have no choice than to help their mom. As young as they were, that she will go and carry their steering rod. That is the stick that we use in Yoruba land to prepare amala. It's a rod like that we used to. That she will go and take that rod, and as the father is beating their mom, she also will be beating the dad with that rod, and the boy will be pouring water on their dad. The boy will just go and get water and then be pouring it on their dad, and they will keep shouting, "Don't kill our mom! Don't kill our mom! Don't kill our mom!" And that is the experience this girl has been having. Not only that, eventually this man left home for their mom. Not divorce. They didn't file divorce, but the man just decided one day and just left the home. And this girl was in the boarding house in the school. And so the father even commanded or told the wife that she must not visit this girl in her school. So if whenever the mother came to visit this girl, she will do it secretly. And the father has even instructed us in the school that we must not allow the mom to see the girl and things like that. So it was a big problem for us in the school. How on earth are we not going to allow a child to see her mom? And the father, so we have to use wisdom and all kinds. The school management had to play around the whole thing and all that. And when the man left the house, the funny thing is, whenever it is vacation time, holiday time, this man will carry another woman, a concubine. It is a concubine this man will carry to the school to pick up her child. And this girl is always sad that a concubine is sitting in her mom's place in the car. She's always not happy. And so this girl decided that she was not going to marry. I tried to persuade her, I tried to encourage her that not all men are like that. There are still good men and all that. And I told her, especially if you become born again and there are good brothers that you can marry and all that and all that. But then, there are not many animalistic brothers. I'm sorry to use that word if it does not exist in English language. There are some even Christian brothers, so-called Christian brothers, who are like animals. Of course, there are sisters like that too, who are more or less like animals. So it is both-sided. So there is nothing we can do to that. But there are good brothers, there are wonderful sisters. And so if this girl grew up like that, she is coming into this marriage with that fear, unconscious fear, that, hey, I pray God will not let this man be like my dad, that will always beat me. And so, if the man now wants to kill this woman, maybe he's the type that always shouts on her. This woman will withdraw. This sister will withdraw totally. Maybe you are the type, brother, that you always shout on ladies, on people. And now you are married. You are marrying this sister that is coming from such a background. And any small thing you are shouting, and you are trying as if you want to raise your hand, and this sister is shivering, she's jittering. Hey, I've entered it. Hey, this is my father again. My father in my husband's picture. And she's afraid. So she will be careful, she will be withdrawn. Because she's always afraid. Hey, I don't know what I will do. She's always thinking how to do the right thing for you. But as she's doing it, you keep shouting on her or shouting at her. Hey, she would be withdrawn. You have to understand her background. And you have to create an environment, enabling environment for her. Good atmosphere for her to get out of that problem she is coming with. You have to get her out of that psychological trauma, psychological problem that she's already having. You have to understand that very well. Of course, if she's a Christian sister, she will not detest marriage. She will not say she will not marry. She will want to get married, but she will want to play safe. She wants to be careful enough so that this man will not one day slap her boss like that. She will not want that. And so as she's trying to be careful in marriage, as she is trying to be careful, you are shouting, sister, what is your problem? I don't know why you are just behaving like that, why you are just doing like cats. You are just doing slow like that. You are so sluggish. You are not so smart. You are not this, you are not that. Brothers, understand her background. She is smart, even smarter than you are. She is not sluggish. She is trying to avoid, something is, despite the Holy Spirit and everything in her, the thing has gone into her subconscious. She's trying to play safe. You have to understand her very well. And the next one is, if she grew up in a polygamous family. Brother, if she grew up in a polygamous family, one of the first symptoms you will see is you may find your wife difficult to open up. She may find it difficult to open up. It is not her fault. The environment she grew up in or she's coming from, in that environment, polygamous, to your tent, it is to your tent, O Israel. In polygamous home, it is to your mommy's room, to your mom's, to your mother's room, O children. That is how it is in they don't discuss their secret with the other children, other siblings. Hey, they always go on their own. It is these children and their mom alone. Because even if it's now, and we have even these polygamous homes, they are in categories. We have some that the father is even sick upstairs. The father is not a good man, wicked and all that. So these children cannot even approach their dad to request for whatever they need. It is their mom that they will tell. It is their mom that will go to their dad. These children need this. They don't have access to their father. It is their mom that will request. And if the father grants, no problem. If the father does not grant, no problem. It is the mom that will always cater for their own children. All this man knows is to have access to unlimited sex. Enter this wife's room tonight. Next to tomorrow night, sleep with this one. And the next week, sleep with this one. Anyone she's having quarrel with, he will pack that one aside and go with this other one. That's all he knows. And so it is these children and their mom, and they don't share secrets. So whenever their father is around, you just see everybody has disappeared to their mom's room. Not only that, they don't discuss among themselves. It is I. Good morning, good afternoon. They don't share their secrets. So they have a lot. They always swallow. They always swallow things. They can't share. They can't open up. And so that is how she has grown up. That is how she had lived her life before she married. Even after she is born again, she's still being conscious. She's praying and praying and praying. Because they face battles, because you don't know what some of these wives, they are fighting for the soul of this man, this single man. So this one will go to an herbalist, this one will go to a prophet, a false prophet somewhere, this one will go to a false afar somewhere, this one will go to a false priest somewhere. They will be doing all kinds of charms. They want to control this man. All of them wants to control this man. All of them want to fight their enemies. They see themselves as enemies. The wives and the children, they are always at loggerheads. They are always fighting. This one will be fighting using charms. This one will be fighting they will abuse themselves, they will fight, they will beat themselves and all that. This is the kind of the environment this lady grew up. She became born again. Of course, she was not sent out of the house. She still grew up. Despite her salvation encounter, she still lived in this house until you meet her, until you propose to her, until you marry her. So you have to understand her plight. You have to understand her predicament. You have to play safe with her. You have to understand her, and you have to help her get out of this mentality and these problems that she is in. Another one is if the sister you want to marry, for one reason or the other, she grew up, she was given to an uncle, her uncle, and unfortunately for her, this uncle has a wicked wife. Or she grew up with an aunt who is also wicked. And you know what that means. What could have caused that? Many things. Maybe the mom died while they were still young, and the father could not take care of young children. They have to be distributed to the family, and that's how we do in Africa, especially in Yoruba culture and many cultures in Nigeria. So the children will be distributed to one aunt will take this one uncle will take this one and all that. And so this uncle that has taken this girl, the wife is wicked. She does not treat this girl well all through her life. Or this aunt that took this one away, she did not treat her well. And that is how she grew up. She grew up embittered. She was maltreated. The environment was too hostile to her. Beaten today, spoken, scolded tomorrow, and all that. And abuse. I'm talking of verbal abuse. Abuse today, beaten tomorrow, scolded next day, and all that. That is how she has grown. And she grew up with that bitterness in her heart. No love, nothing. And she became born again. It is Christ that is trying to remold her life gradually. And you met her and you want to marry her. You must understand her background, so that when you get married to her, she may put up some behaviors. She may put up some attitudes. It is not her fault. it is her background. You must understand her very, very, very well. Or maybe, I will still talk about that. Maybe there is divorce. But I will talk about that in a moment. And then the next one is a sister that has lived her life almost independently. Independently, she had lived her life almost independently. What do I mean by independently? Hey, brother, listen. This is a sister that the parents are monogamous. Only the father and the mother. But the problem this sister has faced right from birth is the father is chasing money, the mother is chasing money. The only time she stayed, that we can say she has stayed with her parents, especially her mom, is the first 2 years of her life. In Nigeria context, we have many homes like that. It's because of my time, I will have cited another example, but I will keep that for another day. And 2 years old, just after 2 years old, she's dropped in one private nursery and primary school. That is how we do it in Africa, in Nigeria especially. 2 years old, 2 years plus, we put them into crèche, nursery and primary school. And so this small girl that ought to be with the parents for the first 5-6 years of her life is thrown out at 2. She will go to school in the morning. They will drop her in the school in the morning, maybe 8 a.m. And the mother or the father will not come pick her up until around 4-5. As young as she is, and then they will bring her home. Funny thing is, when they get home, the next thing is eat and then do your assignments. After assignment, bedtime, light out. And that is how she continued like that all through 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Then she graduates maybe 4 years or 5 years to primary school. And life continues like that with her. She spent 8 to 9 hours in the school. Only 2 or 3 hours at home. What I mean by 2 or 3 hours at home is when she comes home around 5 or 6 in the evening, she will eat and do her assignment. And after assignment, bedtime. There is no time to talk, to relate with her mom and dad and all that. There is no time. The parents don't have time. The father will go as early as 5 in the morning or 6 a.m. and will not come back until around 8, 9, exhausted, tired. The mother too. All they are chasing is money and money and money. And this girl has practically has been living her life independently. They don't know. In fact, I've heard of a case that the mother did not know when this girl begins to menstruate. I've heard of cases like that. And there is no time. There is no time. Whether the girl has changed her panty or not, her pants or not, no time. Whether this or that, they don't have time. They leave her to the they leave her in the hand of a housemaid. And she continued like that. She takes some decisions herself, as young as that, and she continued like that. Funny enough, as soon as it's done in primary school, maybe 9 years or 10 years old, the next thing you will see is she's thrown in the boarding school for her high school, secondary school. So she's put in a boarding school, and she's there alone, taking decisions for herself. She is at the mercy of the house mistress, matron. And then she's there like that for the next 6 years of her high school hostel. The only time she comes home is holiday. And when she comes home, the father still, don't forget, they don't have time. They are chasing money. So when she comes home, her best friend is her phone and TV. And their TV. She will sit down with the TV, play with her phone, that's all. Calling and chatting and all kinds of things, watching pornography, watching all kinds of things on blue films and all kinds of dirty films and all that. Nobody to check her. She is living her life independently. And from there, secondary school, then to the university. And by chance, maybe on campus, some of the students who are Christians preached and she gave her life to Christ. So she became born again on the campus. Yet, living independently. She takes decisions. She eats when she likes. She eats the type of food she likes. Because the parents will always give her money. Money is not the problem. They will always give her money. So, she does not even know how to cook. Brother, if you marry such a wife, don't blame her. You have to take it easy with her. She does not know how to prepare your delicious meal, your best meal. She does not know it because nobody to train her. She grew up Indomie all the time, fast food. She order food from eateries. She's like that. And the only thing she knows how to cook is Indomie or spaghetti. Just put some seasonings and a few things there and then she's done. So if you marry such a wife, such a sister, you have to take it easy with her because she's having a lot of challenges. Her background is really, really a serious one. So you have to, and if you instruct her to do something and she's behaving as if she's stubborn, don't blame her. Nobody has instructed her before. She has never lived under authority before. Her parents have no time for her. In the school, she can disobey. She is put in a school where rich men put their children, where they don't beat them, where they don't talk to them anyhow, so where they are in charge. So all her life, she's always in charge. And now the Bible wants her to submit. And you also want her to submit. She will eventually submit, but it will take time because of her background. She has never submitted really all her life. And now you have married her and you want her to submit. You have to take it easy with her. It will take time, but she will do it. Another one is if she's a victim of divorce. Brother, if the sister you want to marry is a victim of divorce, and then that one is divided into two. One, if she end up with her mom. After divorce, maybe the court says it is the mom that should take her away. And so it's the mom that take her away. And the mom raised her single-handedly. So she's raised by only a woman. All she will know is she will be over-pampered. All she knows is love and care. There is no authority to balance that. So, and you know at a point, as a girl child is growing, she will grow to a point that she becomes a rival with her mom. I hope some of you know. They become rivals. They fight and all that and all that. It is the essence. That is the role of a parent. When a girl child grows to that point, when she becomes a rival with the mom, the father always comes in like that. Hey, Esther, don't ever talk to your mom like that again. So the father will use the authority to bring her under control. But this girl has no control because the father had gone. She's only raised by her mom. And so at times she plays her game with her mom so much that she used to have her way with her mom. She always has her way with her mom. And now you have married her. She will always want to have her way with you. And you want her to obey instructions straight like that. It is not going to be easy, brothers. It is not going to. And some of you have been experiencing that in marriage. You have to check the background. Is it not like that? That is very, very important. And then the last one is if your wife ended up, she's a victim of divorce, but ended up with the father. It is the father that takes her away. And the father alone raised her. That is another danger. That's another problem. All she will know is authority. And so when you marry her and she's trying to command you, instead of you commanding her, she's trying to give you instruction. Instead of you giving her instruction, you should understand her background. All she grew up with is obeying instruction. The father will always tell her straight, do this, don't go this way, don't say this, don't do that. There is no a complimentary love and care from the mother. The mother is not there for her. So she grew up under only authority. There was no that care, that motherly care. There is no motherly love. There is no motherly compassion and mercy. She grew up like that. If she grows up and she will become so firm, she will become so authoritative, she may not, in fact, such a lady or sister may have problem with her children. Her children may have problem with her because she's always authoritative. Because she never grew with motherly affections, motherly care, motherly love. So she is dry. She is dry when it comes to showing affection. She does not have that empathy. She does not have empathy. She does not have that compassion is so low. She has grown up to become kind of a man in a way, and you marry such a sister, brother, you have a lot, and you have to be patient with her. Some of you will say that, are all these things real? Well, if you don't believe me, you will soon get into marriage. Maybe by then. But it is better you get it right now. You understand what I'm saying? Or you may go and read online. You can search online. You can go and ask people who are already married. You will understand. You can ask. You can interview people, married people. Ask them the problems they face in their marriages. You will see that most of these problems are attributed, or they can be traced to their background. Brothers, these are challenges for you. And some of these things that we are telling you, we are not just telling you by mouth. These are some of the things we have also understood and we have also practiced. I am telling you for free that these are not new to me. I'm not telling you what I'm not doing. In the aspect of assisting my wives and all that, I've assisted her in many ways. I've washed my wife's panties several times. I've cooked for her. Till now, I still cook for the whole house, cook for my wife and even the children. I can cook, I can prepare amala, I can prepare ewedu, I can prepare okra, I can prepare okra soup, ewedu soup, vegetable, all kinds of vegetable soup. I can do that. I can pound. In our house, I think, unless I'm not around, if you want to pound yam, if you want to eat pounded yam, unless I'm not around, I will be the one that will pound it. I will not allow my wife to pound that. And now that our children have grown up, they are big boys now, so I can mobilize them. Oh yeah, come and do it, and then I will supervise them. So I'm not telling you what we are not doing. I'm not telling you what we are not doing. There have been occasions where we have to grind pepper on the grinding stone with my hands, that we have to grind it. I have done that severally. I've ironed my wife's clothes severally. I have swept the house, and I still do it now. When there is need for that to do that, I do it. And the other servant of God that preached to you, and a few of us that are around, we do that. And I know quite a few brothers, Christian brothers who are married, who are very good, who always take care of their wives and who always assist them. So don't think that what we are telling you heresies, or we are telling you what an utopia. We are not telling you what is not impossible. We are telling you what you can do, what is real. And may the Lord God Almighty grant you understanding, grant you grace, and grant you that grace to take that decision that you need to take. And as you are taking that decision, that you will make your homework, and you will take care of your wife, and you will study her and understand and deal with her carefully and with understanding as a weaker vessel. The Lord will grant you help, wisdom, and all that you need to do that in the name of Jesus Christ. We will move to the sisters by the grace of God next. Thank you, and God bless you.